5 bills at the state capitol a year. This year I've chosen to take on the economy with my first bill by introducing a bill to halt the implementation of the onerous new oil and gas rules proposed by the Ritter administration. It's a 1-year timeout, just saying, hang on a second. The economy is slipping into a recession. Our biggest industry is questioning whether or not these rules harm them. I think that they do, and at the margin, it drives business out of the state of Colorado. So my first bill will address that issue, and it's Senate Bill 4, and it's designed to halt the implementation of the oil and gas rules for 1 year until July 1st of 2010. So we can take a careful look at what these rules actually do and try to discern what the impact of these rules will be on our economy in Colorado. Don't forget, oil and gas is our biggest industry in the state right now. We don't want to run our biggest industry out of the state. Another bill that I'm introducing is designed to protect the property rights of farmers and ranchers on the Eastern Plains. There's an effort to move a railroad line, or at least part of the traffic from a railroad line, from the Front Range of Colorado out to the Eastern Plains. I can understand why they would want to do that, but I also understand why. If I'm a farmer or a rancher, I don't want a brand new railroad splitting my pasture or my field. And I certainly don't want somebody to use eminent domain to do that. I also want to make sure that if it happens, and they go ahead and do this, that the farmers and ranchers on the Eastern Plains are fairly compensated for the loss of their property and the hassle associated with having a railroad run right through your farm or ranch. I'll be introducing a bill to advance and protect the Second Amendment this year. The first part of the bill just codifies the Heller finding from the U.S. Supreme Court from last summer. It just says that no entity in the state of Colorado, no political subdivision, no local government, no city or county can have a law mandating safe storage of firearms. That's in line with what the Supreme Court said, and I want to push that one. The bill also has a second part that's a little more aggressive. It's basically a from my cold dead hand approach to the federal government, saying basically that if the feds pass a ban on firearms and you're a Colorado citizen and there's a Colorado business that manufactures a firearm or firearm accessory, you should still be able to purchase from that Colorado business as a Colorado citizen. It's an intrastate commerce issue, and I want to see if we can test the right of the federal government to limit intrastate commerce amongst citizens of Colorado and businesses in Colorado. I'm also introducing a bill that's a little tougher, and it's designed to check against medical welfare abuse. For instance, if you're an employee working for a company that provides health insurance to the employees at a discount, and you go down and sign up for medical welfare benefits for you or your children, I think you should be forced to use your company-provided health insurance plan. We have examples of this out in Yuma County where an employer provides a benefit that only costs an extra $50 a month to add your children on. And then of course you have the normal $20, $25 copays each time you go to the clinic for the kids, for instance. A lot of employees at this company are deciding instead, and I can't blame them, it's a rational choice, they're deciding instead to opt for the free Medicaid and CHIP Plus health care provided by the state instead of paying for the kids' health care out of their own pocket. I just think that's putting too much of a burden on the state of Colorado. We have too many people in the wagon, not enough people pulling the wagon, and I want to address that. Another cost-saving measure that I'll be introducing, I'm actually the Senate sponsor of a House bill that we'll be introducing that provides educational tax credits to any individual or corporation against their owed Colorado income taxes for providing scholarships for K-12 education for kids to move from a public school to a private school. And we're going to operate this at 50% of the PPOR. In other words, the tax credit that you could get would be 50% of the average state PPOR, which this year is about $3,400. So you could get a tax credit for providing a scholarship to kids to go to a private K-12 school if they're moving out of the public school. It saves the state a lot of money and, I think, advances the cause of education in Colorado. Those are some of the bills that I'm introducing this year and working on. Of course, I'll be working to stop bad legislation and advance good legislation. We have 105 days left in this legislative session.